Good morning Year 4 and welcome to Thursday's literacy lesson. So this is going to be our writing lesson. Well done for those of you that got the correct book yesterday. So Wednesday, Thursday and Friday are our writing lessons. So you will need your Year 3 writing book, and the pages that I want us to be looking at today is page 12 and 13. Okay, so these are the pages that you need. At the top the title says A Day at the Beach. Now, we are going to be working through this today and tomorrow. So I want us to only do question 1, which is on page 12. So I only want question 1 and then question 2. Please do not complete section 3 because that will be tomorrow's learning. So we want from page 12, question 1 and question 2. Don't go any further. Okay, so you will need that book out if you want to get that ready with a pen or a pencil, and then we can start for our spag starter. Okay, so let's start with our spellings. I'm going to read you my sentence and then you need to have a look at home to spot my spelling mistake. If you want to write out that sentence and correct my spelling mistakes, then you are more than welcome to, and you can also include them with the images that you send over to us. Okay, so my spelling mistake. Here is my sentence. The time is 2:30. Okay, so that is my spelling sentence. Where is my spelling error? Can you spot it at home? Have a look on your devices. Which one of these words have I spelt incorrectly? The time is 2:30. Okay, so let's see if you got the same word as me. I'm going to put an SP above the word half. And the way that I've spelt it is what we say phonetically, which is how you would sound it out. Half. But that's not how we spell half, is it? If you know how to spell it at home, and if you are following our Year 3 videos in maths, this will also help you because we are looking at time, aren't we? So we've got the time is 2:30. We need the correct spelling for half. Okay, so let's see if you've got the same at home. The spelling should be H-A-L-F. Okay, if you got that spelling correct at home, then well done. Okay, moving on to punctuation. I want you to identify the missing punctuation to see where it needs to go in my sentence. Here is my sentence and you need to have a look where my missing punctuation is. "Stop the bus!" cried Henry. Where is my missing punctuation? I've got an exclamation mark where Henry stopped talking. I've got a full stop at the end of the sentence. I've got my inverted commas where Henry starts talking. But what I haven't got is where Henry stops talking, and I need inverted commas to show that he has stopped talking. Where do my inverted commas need to go? You can even just point on your screen or have a look yourself. Where do my inverted commas need to go? We need to put the inverted commas just after bus, okay, because that's where Henry stops talking. "Stop the bus!" cried Henry. Okay, so Henry doesn't say cried Henry, so we need to make sure that he has stopped talking, and we show that using our inverted commas at the start of speech and at the end of speech. So well done if you recognise where the inverted commas needed to go at home. And now we're going to move on to grammar. Okay, so I want you to have a look at my sentence and identify which tense this is written in. So this is something we will be focusing on today in your books. So I really want you to focus on this part of our grammar. Can you identify which tense this sentence is written in? So this is my sentence. Have I written it in past tense, present tense, or future tense? I explored the woods with my friend. I explored the woods with my friend. Is it something that's happened in the past? It's already happened. Is it happening now? Or is it going to happen? Is it in the future? I explored the woods with my friend. Is it going to be past, present, or future? Okay, so if you got this at home, then you are correct. Oh, it's not future. It is past this is past tense, if I've got an ed, okay, at the end of my verb. So explore is the verb. If I've got ed on the end of it, then I know that this is past tense. It's already happened. They've already explored the woods. It's past tense. Okay, so well done for those of you that have engaged with our SPAG starter every day, and you can come back tomorrow for our last final SPAG starter of our home learning videos. Now, let's just have a look at above me. I've got my learning question, and this is something that we are going to focus on today and tomorrow. So it's going to be a two-part lesson, which is why I only want you to do questions 1 and questions 2. And then tomorrow you will be doing questions 3, questions 4. Our learning question is, can I use the correct tenses in my writing? Okay, so I need to be using the correct tense, and this is something that we often do. In year 4, we would say, I was walking. And we don't use the correct tense, and that's grammatically incorrect. So that's what we're going to be looking at today in our books. Now, when we talk about tenses, in English there are 2 basic tenses. So the 2 basic tenses are past and present tense. Okay? And then we've got other tenses, which is future tense. And these tenses, they show us the timing of an action, and it changes the verb within the sentence. So when we were looking at it just, we said explore was the verb, but it was past tense because we had ed at the end, so it was explored. It's already happened. So there are 2 main tenses, but we have got 3. So we've got past tense, present tense, and future tense. And what we're going to do is have a look through some sentences on the board, and we're going to circle, or you can point at home, which one is correct. Is it past tense, is it present tense, or is it future tense? Let's have a look at my first sentence on the board. You are watching the television. Is it something that's already happened? Is it happening now, or is it going to happen? You are watching the television. Have a think at home. And we should be ticking present tense. You are watching. It's happening now. You are watching TV. If it was past tense, it would be you have watched, and that's where we have our ed at the end. Or if it was future tense, you are going to watch. Okay, so but watching is present tense, the verb is present tense. Okay, so here's my second sentence. We will be waiting for you. Is it past tense, present tense, future tense? We will be waiting for you. Okay, so it should be future tense. Will be. It's something that hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen. So it's going to happen in the future. So it's future tense. And that is highlighted by will be. Will be. Okay, so Florence shook with rage. So shook is a verb for shake. So to shake. So if you are shaking with rage, it means because you are so angry, you're so tense and you are shaking. But have a look at my sentence. Florence shook with rage. Has it already happened? Is it happening now? Or is it going to happen? Florence shook. Shook is past tense for shake, so it should be past tense. Okay, so our teacher will be coming up with us on the trip. And remember, what did we talk about just? We said will be is our big clue for which tense. Well done, it is future tense. So if you see will be, you know that it's going to happen. So our teacher will be coming with us on the trip. So that is future tense. Okay, so what I've got here is 3 sentences that I want us to look at, and it's going to be very similar to the work that you are doing on section 2. Here I've got my 3 verbs, which is why I've got a verb there, and I've got 3 sentences with blank spaces which need to be filled in with this verb, but I want it to be past tense, so something that's already happened. Okay, so the verb is eat, but I'm not going to use the present tense to eat. I'm using past tense, so I need to change eat to past tense. The boys had their lunch. Can you think at home how I'm going to transfer the word eat to past tense. The boys had eaten their lunch. Okay, if you got that at home, well done. If you want to write out these sentences, you can, to help you with your learning. So we'll move on to the second sentence now, which is to sell, but we need to change it into past tense. So let's have a look. After a long time on the market, the house had... Okay, so it's not going to be the house had sell, because that is not the correct tense. Okay, so we need to be looking at the verb sell. And if you got it at home, it should be sold. Okay, so after a long time on the market, the house had sold. And sold is past tense for the verb to sell. Now let's move on to my third and final sentence. The verb is to freeze. And I need to fill in my blanks with the past tense for freeze. If you already know it, well done, but let's try and add it into the sentence. After a few hours, the lollies had in the freezer. Past tense for freeze. What could my word be? Okay, well done if you spotted it at home. It should be froze. After a few hours, the lollies had froze in the freezer. Now when you come onto your workbooks today, section 1, the writing has already been done for you, but you are going to edit as we have done last week, and you are going to change any words that are in the incorrect tense, circle and correct them. And then section 2 is where it's going to help you with what we've just been doing. You're going to rewrite these sentences, but in the correct tense. Please do not complete section 3, because that is going to be for tomorrow's learning. When you have finished all of your work, please do send your work in so we can have a look and provide you with some feedback. Well done, Year 4, and I will see you tomorrow morning for our final writing lesson.